Hello everybody and welcome to Pussycats Goat Homestead. My name is Sam and I just wanted to make an introduction video to tell you what I'm all about and what I hope to achieve from making this Substack, what I hope you can get out of following along with what I do. And first of all, Pussycats Goat Homestead is just my backyard. It is my urban homestead. It's 60 odd square meters, I think. It's not very large. It's a standard suburban block that you would find in most of the inner west of Sydney. I grow roughly half the food that I consume. This goes for myself and my wife. We both eat plenty of food just from out of the backyard. Also, quickly, I apologise for the sound. I don't hear well out of this ear, and it is raining on my tin shed roof. So if you can't hear me too well, I'm sorry. That's why I pulled this one out. We'll get there. My intention from making this Substack is to put out a bit more long-form content than what I'm doing on Instagram, and show people how I managed to grow so much food for myself. And hopefully you can do something too. If you want to follow along and do exactly what I do, that's great. If you just want to grow a little bit, a couple of tomatoes on your windowsill, that's great too. You know, anyone who can benefit anything from this, I'm with you all the way, no matter the scale that you're at. The reason why I'm starting at this time of year is very important. So it's currently February 14, Valentine's Day here in Sydney, and we're just getting to the end of summer. This is important because we're winding things down and preparing for winter. So even though we're thinking about growing lots of food, we're starting just before autumn. This is important because we have to prepare everything, and we're going to go over this in the coming weeks and months and seasons, but spring gardens are made in autumn, and we're going to look at rebuilding soil. This is one of the big pillars of what I do. I have 3 pillars essentially. I build soil, and I make good quality soil, and I invigorate the land every autumn and winter. Even when I'm growing crops over the winter, we're trying to rebuild the soil. So soil is a major pillar. The second pillar is plant selection, and this is somewhat unique to you, but I'll show a lot of what I do from the different scales of difficulty and climate. You know, what I grow here in Sydney might be different to what you grow in Antarctica, if you're watching from Antarctica for some reason. But you get the idea. So plant selection is huge. And then the third one that I do, and this is kind of optional, but it's animal agriculture. So I use rabbits and quails, not just for food, but also they reinvigorate the land as well. They're a big pillar of soil health. And it all kind of goes in roundabouts. You know, the plants feed the rabbits, which feed the soil, which feed the plants, which feed the rabbit, and so on and so forth. Nothing sits on its own. It is a real, it's a house of cards, one might say, but it's a very solid house of cards. The longer we do it. My qualifications: I'm a moron. I don't really have any. I was a horticulturalist in a past life. Now I am a kickboxing coach. So what I think that shows is that, you know, as a horticulturalist, I didn't do any of this. This wasn't what I was trained to do as a horticulturalist. I was trained to mow lawns and prune hedges. Terrible work, you know. I mean, good. Any work is good work, right? But, you know, what I was told and what I did for that company was we fought back nature. We were pruning things back, hedging things back, cutting down the lawn. And it was all in the pursuit of making pretty gardens. And that was never what I wanted to do. It's not what I signed up for. So I don't do that anymore. I just like working on my gardens and helping out other people with their gardens. And that's about it. I read a lot of books. You know, I'm always learning. I have a lot of patience and persistence. No matter how many times I fail, I can't take no for an answer. I don't know when to give up. It's kind of my blessing and curse. So I've killed a lot of plants, and if you're the kind who's watching this saying, "Oh, but I've killed so many plants," well, me too. And you're going to kill more. Plants just die sometimes. I've had plants of the same species, the exact same plant, raised from seedling in the exact same garden bed, and one just dies. Plants just die. It's okay. Things happen like that. Unfortunately, animals just die too. It is a fact of life. You do your best, but things happen, and that is part of the process and something we're going to work on together. Coffee. Sorry, a bit of ASMR of me swallowing my coffee there. We're going to look at composting. We're going to look at manure. We're going to look at building raised beds, putting things together, how we can do it cheap, how we can do it with little impact to the environment. So rather than buying the latest hotshot plastic gizmo from Bunnings, we can look at how we can make some of the tools that we use. I'm always about buying less, making more, recycling, repairing, and reusing. It's a really big philosophy here at Pussycats Goat. And I just hope that, if nothing else, you have a good time watching me potter around the garden, and that you learn a little something. Like I said when I started, whether you're growing some basil on your windowsill, or you're trying to become a self-sufficient shut-in recluse, I'm here to help. There's nothing more fulfilling, I've found. Everything I do up until now has been very ballistic. I was a MMA fighter once, and I'm a kickboxing coach now. So it's very ballistic, very pow, pow, pow. Muscle, testosterone, hard work, hit things, sweat. And this is the opposite. This is the yin to the yang. And I love martial arts, I really do. But this is a very liberating task. Pottering around the garden, pruning, eating, getting your hands dirty. It's a very fulfilling thing. It's very zen. And I hope you can enjoy that too. If you have questions, I'm not exactly sure about how Substack works, but if you have questions, write them to me. If I don't have answers, I'll try to find them, and we'll find the answer together. If I have the answer, I'll give you my best answer. And I encourage you to expand on what I know and teach me things too. Because homesteading, gardening, sufficiency, there is no such thing as self-sufficiency. It's always a community thing. So if you can help me, please let me know how you go. Well, that's it for an intro video. Like I said, thank you very much for stopping by my little corner of the internet. If you learned something, great. If you don't, I'm sorry. I think I'm supposed to say like and subscribe and share with your friends. You can do that if you want. But I'm just here putting out my stuff. And if you want to keep it to yourself, that's okay. Thank you again.